Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez Williams, and I'm going to make an easy one-pot meal. This is with ground beef and broccoli. If you like one-pot meals, say like them in the comments. If you don't like them, but leave them in the comments. And tell me where you're watching from. Make sure to thumbs up, hearts, share this video, save it so that you can make it later. And this is such a simple dish. It is one that only has two main ingredients, and then it has healthy fat and it has seasoning, and that is it. So I love when we can make something like this, where it doesn't require any prep if you use frozen veggies, or very little prep if you're not, and then it just is easy and doesn't require a whole lot. So I'm going to add to my 2 pounds of ground beef, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon for right now of pink salt, 1 teaspoon of pink salt, and I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I'm going to add the rest of my spices to all of it after I add my broccoli. So I'm looking for my half a teaspoon of garlic powder, or if you're using fresh garlic, it is 3 cloves of three, what do you call them? Yeah, cloves of garlic, and or a half a tablespoon of minced garlic. So I'm gonna mix this, and then and get this moving. It's still kind of heating up. The pot is still kind of heating up. I want this to start to cook, so I want it to be something that is going to be not completely done when I add my broccoli, but on its way. My broccoli I'm using is frozen broccoli, but you can also use fresh. It just will change the consistency a little bit, or change how much water shows up and cooks out. And then some also might change how long it takes to cook, because it might take a little bit longer to get the broccoli depending on your desired softness. So tell me what you would use, frozen or fresh. Broccoli florets. All right, so while I'm waiting, I'm going to open my bags of broccoli. I'm going to use 24 ounces of broccoli and broccoli florets. 24 ounces, and then all we have to do is add some oil and some spices, and then that's it. Then we're just gonna let it stir fry. So simple and perfect for those evenings when you just need something faster that doesn't require preparation or thought or really much time. And we're going on a walk right after this, after it cooks. Actually, probably before it even finishes, maybe. And I wanted to make something that was easy and fast so that we could do that. All right. So while that continues to cook, I'm going to toss in my broccoli, my 2 bags of broccoli, which is equivalent to 24 ounces. And then I am just going to mix it with my meat. Sounds like rocks. The frozen broccoli sounds like rocks. And then now I'm going to add a tablespoon of avocado oil. If you don't have avocado oil, you can use a tablespoon of coconut oil. You can even use a tablespoon of olive oil or a tablespoon of butter. All of those options have just about equal amounts of fat and are healthy fat options. I tend to not cook with olive oil as much. I think that the heating point for olive oil is a little bit lower, or like it gets too hot or toxic if it's overheated, whereas olive oil or avocado oil and coconut oil, that's not the case for, but I think that there's not conclusive research about that. Tell me which oil. So my recipe is with avocado oil. Obviously it changes the flavor slightly when you change the oil. But all of those are healthy oils. So I want to mix this with the oil, and now I'm going to continue to let it cook, but I'm going to add the rest of my spices, and then all I have to do is let it saute until the meat is cooked and the broccoli is the consistency that I prefer. So I'm going to add another teaspoon of pink salt, another teaspoon of pink salt, and then after that is to taste. I for sure will be adding cayenne pepper to my portion. Now we're using half a teaspoon of garlic salt. Garlic powder, not garlic salt. Garlic powder. And then a teaspoon of ginger powder. A teaspoon of ginger. And now a half a teaspoon of curcuma, which is, coriander powder, which is cilantro and powder. So coriander powder. And then we have one last special ingredient after I mix this together. Tell me where you're watching from. I am making a sweet broccoli, ginger broccoli and beef and broccoli. This is ground beef, broccoli florets. Soraya chose broccoli and ground beef as her veggie and her protein for tonight. And I chose to make this recipe in particular tonight. It's almost like a sweet Asian beef. I have a few pieces that are still pretty pink, so I'm trying to move those into the spaces that are a little bit more bubbly. Now I'm going to add the last ingredient, which is 2 tablespoons of brown sweetener. So if you could use monk fruit, allulose. This is an allulose. No, this is a allulose erythritol blend, and we're going to use 2 tablespoons of it. This is the kind that's it's like brown sugar where it molds, so I like to move it all around. Otherwise it kind of just stays in a clump. And I want it in all areas. Okay. This is the sweetness. The yummy, yummy sweetness. Alright, now it's just a matter of letting it saute. So there's some water from the frozen broccoli. That'll go away. And I think that it'll just require another 10 minutes and it will be done. So simple, so delicious, full of flavor, high protein, low carb, has healthy fat in the meat as well as the oil so that you remain satiated. And you fuel your hormones, and you're all good. All right, that's it. From my house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.